Hello everyone, this will be a game of Hegemony, and I will be playing as the capitalist player against an Advanced Automa player for the working class. So for this game, I will walk us through how the Advanced Automa game works. I'll take the first move, the various checks that the Automa takes slowly. So the first card will take a little while to go through, but then I'm going to move a little bit quicker once we're familiar with how the process of checks works. It's not too complicated as long as you stay on top of what is necessary for each of the checks, but we'll go ahead and jump right in. So just as a reminder, the first round does not have the preparation phase, and then let's look at the first card that the Automa draws. So the first check we're going to do is check goods and services. And for that card, there are at least 3 resources that increase your prosperity, health, education, and luxury if they're available in a quantity equal to your population, which is currently 3 to start the game, even if you bought from 2 sources and if you can afford to buy them. So there are resources that they can buy. For each eligible resource, check the following. So take note, the education is sold by the state at half price. So that means that resource would be eligible for this. Okay, we can't get any of them for free, but any that would cost us 6 or less would get 2 spots that we'd move up the buying goods and services. Well, both healthcare and education in this situation would be 5, so that's less than 6. And then an item that you can buy them more than 6. Well, we can get the cell phones from imports for 6 plus 3. That would be 9. So all of them would be resources that can be purchased. So buying goods and services 2, and another 2 plus 1 is 5. Now notice the cards as they started. I set them up this way intentionally. If I was playing without a recording, I'd probably spread out the cards more. The closer either the policy or the action is to this center ring, the higher priority it is. But I've kind of stacked them so that the highest priority is on top and then it goes down and farther away from the ring at the same time. But if one goes up, it's going to prioritize itself more. So as I said before, 2 plus 2 plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to be how far that goes. And we wouldn't do anything with the special action instruction on top because we can buy resources. The second check is for assigning workers. And we only have 3 workers that are unskilled currently, and there are no spots on the board that they can go on. So for assigning workers, first check is there a way to assign workers so that at least 2 unemployed workers become employed? That would give you 1 more level for assigned workers. And if you can assign workers in a way to form a 1 or more trade union, that would give you 2 more. So we can't do either of those. So we can move the special action up 1. When you move one of these action cards up to a new level that already has cards, it goes to the end of the line. So this will go underneath these other 2 cards here. Okay, so and the last one with demonstrations, you would only use that if there are more unemployed workers than slots. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open slots and 3 unemployed workers, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. When it comes to proposing a bill, okay, we look at the different policies that could be proposed there. And the 2 that we're focused on are welfare, state healthcare, and taxation. Taxation is currently at the level that the working class wants it, but they also want the healthcare to be at A and it's at B. So with that, if the current policy is next to your desired policy, which it is, you would move proposed bill up 1. If it was 2 away, you'd move it up 2. And if that policy was labor market, you'd move it an additional 1. If you can't propose anything for either, special action would go up, but we can propose a bill for the healthcare benefits. So we will move up proposed bill. But I just want to note one other thing on that policy card. You also move that policy's priority card the same number of steps. So by doing so, the healthcare will go up and will go to the end of the line here. Okay. All right. So we have done all our checks. So the next thing I'll do is I will bring down everything and have it level by level with no gaps. We don't have any gaps between the first 3 levels, but we have a huge gap with buying goods and services, so that comes all the way down to the next level after proposed bill. And buying goods and services is the highest current level, so that is the action that's going to be taken. So when it comes to the criteria for buying goods and services in this first round, okay, so we choose which goods and services to buy. Free, we don't have that option. If we have 3 or more unemployed, unskilled workers, we do. We have 3 unskilled workers, and fortunately, the healthcare is sold for half price, so they can purchase it this round. So that will cost 15. $15 to purchase 3, and they will then upgrade one of their workers. And when they consider what they're going to do there, we'll look at the skilled worker card. These first couple deal with trade unions, so we're not going to do anything with that. And then from there, most available slots in companies. Currently, there are 2 slots available in 3 different types of companies. Most available slots in unbuilt companies in players' markets. So if we're also considering slots, so healthcare will have quite a bit, and also the ones that will get us closest to having a union will be education and healthcare. So healthcare ends up having a little bit more from those options. And so essentially, whichever is more, okay, so when it comes to healthcare and education, it seems like we mostly got a tiebreaker. I think that this higher one is most available slots in unbuilt companies in players' markets. The medical village has 3, academy has 2. So medical village, that's going to be the one that they're going to do. Okay, so that's the upgrade they're going to make this round. Okay, so with that, they will also get a prosperity of 1, and that will give them a victory point. Okay, so that is 1 card. So that was a lot just to get through the first card. But again, I'm going to move a little bit quicker as we go along, just to now that we have seen what it looks like. Those checks for a lot of these will go pretty quickly because you just need to look really quickly at what's out and available on the table. Okay, so what do I have to start? Offshore companies, global food crisis, buy a private island, global branding, investment opportunities, endorse political campaign, and radical reforms. Okay, so as I look through these, offshore companies I'm going to want to do at some point, but right now I have 120 to start, but as the game goes on, I'm shooting for higher amounts of money, so I think I'm going to save that so I can get more bang for my buck on that. Global food crisis would be nice, except I don't have exactly what I need for that at this moment. Buying a private island that will allow me to get victory points. So that'll be good, but I can do that at any point. So I'll consider that as time goes on. Global branding, selling cell phones to the market might be nice, but it's a lower priority for me. It's a little bit better than the actual export price, but when I do an export, I can do it with more goods and get more money for one turn. Investment opportunities, buying businesses, that could be good to get either the vegetable farm or electronics manufacturer out there quickly. Political campaign, voting cubes is always huge. And I'm definitely going to do radical reforms on taxation. And considering it's at A, I don't need to rush to get into that because the working class player isn't going to prioritize that because they already have the policy they want. So I'll definitely do that at some point. But I'm going to do this endorsed political campaign right off the bat, just so I can make sure I have as many voting cubes in the bag as I can. Influence and voting cubes are huge in this game. Those policies make a major difference, particularly for these two players. Like middle class, they've got flexibility. The state, they don't really care about the policies that much beyond just making sure they stay solvent and maybe getting some victory points. But for the capitalists and the working class, these different policies make and break their strategies. So I'm going to get my voting cubes right off the bat to try to make sure I win as many as I can when it comes to these elections. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 voting cubes into the bag. And then the next play after that is going to be for the working class. Okay, so proposing a bill, labor market, and then foreign trade. Neither of these are where they want them to be. So double checking the check there for policies. They want labor market at A, which is 1 away. So they can do 1, 2 on that. And remember, they're also going to move the policy priority card that much. So proposed bill, 1, 2. Labor market, 1, 2. And then foreign trade is 1 away. So they will want to move that proposed bill up 1 again. And then foreign trade will go up 1. Got a nice stack of 4 policies here. So it's just going to kind of sit at the bottom there. Okay, so those are our policy priorities at this point. Okay. And then third, buying goods and services. Well, since they purchased for 15 last round, they have 15 left. So they can do another purchase, but now they can't afford the education anymore, and they also can't afford cell phones anymore. So the only thing they could buy is healthcare. So with that policy, they can do buying goods and services up to. You know what? I just realized last round when I bought the goods and services, I was supposed to move it down 2 spots, and then so whenever you make a move, an actual move, the action goes down 2 slots. So it should have gone down to here. So I apologize for not hitting that, but now it's where it's supposed to be. And then it will go up 2 again, since they can buy the healthcare for 5. That can move up buying goods and services 2. Okay, so 1, 2. Proposed bill is still higher at this moment. And then finally, strike. Really, I'm just going to bring out the strike tokens if we get to a point where we have labor markets in Section B and 2 trade unions, or labor market policy in Section C. Neither of those are the case, so we can skip that one. Okay, so a bill can be proposed, and labor market is the highest priority, and proposed bill is the highest, and so they can propose the bill with immediate vote without spending any of their influence to do so. Okay, so we will send this straight to vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that puts that puts us at a tie. And then my question then is, what will I do with this? I could either, okay, so they're for it, I'm against it. I could either, and the yellow is neutral. I can either let them win because a tie goes to the team that proposed the bill, or I can try to block them. All right. So if you are the only player when losing with influence, okay, the other side has the exact number of influence needed to win. They draw one card and spend all of their influence. So it's basically all or nothing at that point. Additionally, later on, I'm probably gonna. Well, I've got that radical reform card, so I can try to get my taxes down, and that will make a big difference as well. Currently, I would be losing 20 in money that I have to pay to the working class. With taxes later, if I can move my taxes down to A, down to C, I can potentially, if I make a lot of money, be cutting my taxes the same amount. And also I would be cutting the employment tax as well. So I think it's worth it for me to hold on to this to try to make sure that taxation is more in my favor later. Now, granted, if they spend theirs as well, we're at the same spot. But if I win labor market and they don't spend their influence and they end up beating me later for taxes, that's not worth it to me. So, okay. So they're going to win and they're going to get 3 victory points because of it. Also, I will have to move the wages up to 30 for every business. And we drop 1, 2, 1, 2, the policy priorities, and then everything comes down. So they're leveled right on top of each other. Okay, so that is their second action. Okay, so my second action then is, let me prioritize my cards. I want these things. I'm going to buy a company, and I'm going to get these workers working in the vegetable farm, and I'm going to pay 10 less, so I'm going to pay 5 for that vegetable farm. And here, I'm going to, now that we've got a sense of what's happening, shrink this down a little bit. Okay, and that will cost me 5. So I'm getting a great deal on this. And I will take the 3 workers that are not working and I will assign all of them. And I'm putting them down because now they're committed. I am definitely going to pay them and they cannot move anywhere else this round. Okay. All right. So then the Automa will take their 3rd turn. Okay, assigning workers. There's nothing they can do with that, and they have no workers to assign. So because of that, their special action is going to go up 1 priority. And then proposing a bill. Welfare state healthcare is a bill that they can propose, and that is 1 away. So that is going to make the proposed bill go up 1, and then healthcare will go up 1 as well. And then immigration is at the location they want, 7B, so we won't do anything with that. All right, and then the buying goods and services, they could buy healthcare, and it's less than 6, so that means buy goods and services will go up to 1, 2. And then strike, nothing happens there. Okay, so buying goods and services, that is the highest priority of the current proposals. So they will buy the healthcare because it's the cheapest, and it doesn't make them go up a population. So they will do that. They will get an unemployed worker. They pay their 15, so they have nothing left. And with that unemployed worker, they also get a prosperity that goes up. So they have 2 prosperity plus 2 bonus for doing the using the healthcare action. All right, so that puts them at 8 victory points after 3 cards played. Okay, so my next play is going to be, I'm going to do the radical reform now to try to move my taxation to C to get taxes down. This card is nice because you can move the bill 2 spots instead of 1. So I'm going to do that. And then the Automa's 4th play. Okay, first of all, assign workers. They can't do that. Oh, wait. Back up again. Buy goods and services is what they did. So that goes under here. Okay. Okay, so now assigning workers they cannot do. So special action goes up 1. Second is buy goods and services. They have no more money. So now that also is going to make the special action go up 1. Proposing a bill, fiscal policy. They want that to go to A. So with that, when they do policies, if you want to move it 2, you would move it up 2. Okay, so they want that to go up 2. So proposed bill goes up 2, and then also fiscal policy 1, 2. And then after that, immigration is still, or sorry, labor market is where they want it to be, so they won't do anything with that. And then they aren't going to do anything with the strikes again. So proposed bill is the highest priority, and 1, 2. Fiscal policy is the one that they're going to propose it for because it's the highest of these policies. So they're going to propose fiscal policy to B. And this is not an immediate result like the last one. So I will move to my turn. Okay, again, saving offshore companies for later. Buy a private island to get some victory points. Global food crisis and global branding, they're nice, but I think I should focus on doing some other things this round. I could propose a bill to move some of these other policies. Perhaps I think I'm going to try to get the labor market back down. This round, I'm going to have to pay extra money, but if I propose a bill to move it back, then perhaps I don't have to pay as much later on. And then the last play for the Automa, assigning workers. They're not able to do anything with that, so that will go up 1. They can't do anything with the buying goods and services. So again, special action will go up 1. Proposing a bill, welfare state. That is 1 away. So proposed bill goes up 1, and so does welfare, state, healthcare, and benefits. And then foreign trade is the other policy that they can make a move on, and that is also 1 away. So that will make the proposed bill go up 1 as well. And the foreign trade is also going to go up 1 at this moment. And then finally, there is going to be no strike token for this round. So they're going to take their moves. The Automa special action is at the top. So the special action is, if you're able, give 20 to the capitalist and get 5 victory points. So the working class will take out a loan to make that happen. So they'll get 50, 20, 40, 50. And they will take 20 of those 50, give it to me, and they will get 5 more victory points. So they are already at 13, and I have not gotten any yet. So seeing that that's the case, I am going to, in my last play for this round, I want to buy my private island. I really do. But I feel like I can do that at any point in the game. So I'm going to hold on to that one too. I'm going to do global branding, and I'm going to buy this electronics manufacturer, get another business out on the table. I want to get as many as I can, get as much production going to help myself out. So that costs me 25. All right, so I've paid for my business, and that is the action phase for round 1. So now we are going to move to the production phase. And the first thing I'm going to do for production is to produce my goods and services after I pay my workers. So the state owes $25.50 to the working class. So they pay them 50. Now that working class will automatically pay off loans when they have money, so I'm just going to allow them to do so right away. That might mean since they did it early, they don't have to pay a penalty, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, but I need to pay them as well. 25, 50. This should be here. 50 plus 60, I owe them 110. I have 30, so I'm going to have to take out 2 loans myself. Okay, 110, so that was huge, the fact that they could have that labor market where they wanted it. Okay, but then production will be for healthcare and for education to the state. And I will get for 9 food, and food is a hot commodity. And I will also get 9 cell phones, 3, 6, 9, just under the 12 limit. And that is it for now. Okay, so want to get workers working on some of these other locations. Okay, all right, so we have done production. Now the working class needs to cover needs. They're going to look to the cheapest place to buy, and it costs 15 to buy from imports, nothing from the state. So I'm the only one that can buy it from, so they'll pay 12 to me for each of them. So they'll have to pay me 36. Thank goodness I can get some money back. Okay, 20, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so they owe me 36. So a 10, 25, 1, money. Okay. So they'll get 3 food from me to cover their needs. That's paid for, that they use it. Sorry, they should have used this. They used this earlier, but I just didn't take it off their board. So, okay, so needs are covered. The state is solvent. There's no IMF intervention. So then we're each going to pay our taxes. So the taxes for the factions, working class, they're paying based on the current policies. They moved the labor market, so it's A and A. So 7 times 3, so that's 21 that they have to pay to the state in taxes. And I am going to pay based on the employment tax and corporate tax. Employment tax, 1, 2, 3, 4 times 5, I owe 20. And then I also owe based on my revenue, even though I've got loans, I'll have to pay, let's see, 20, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, puts me at 12 that I owe for that. Okay. All right. So taxes are paid, and now we will go to the elections. Okay, so the elections, we are going to base the amount that we refill based on how many companies that I have that are operational. So it's 4 divided by 2 is 2 blue cubes. So those go in the bag. And then the working class will do it based on their population divided by 2, and then it's rounded up. So they've got 3. So 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. Round up to 2. Okay. Since we're playing a 2-player game, the middle class will have 5 cubes added to the bag. That number is the same every single time in one of these situations where we have a 2-player game. The middle class cubes don't impact the vote, so they are going to be neutral, but we add 5 throughout the entire game. Also, I've got those cubes left over from our immediate vote earlier, so I'll get them off the board so they're not confusing. Okay, this time, fiscal policy. I'm voting against it. The Automa is voting for it. Okay, I am winning 3-0, so we are going to block that. There's nothing working class can do. The result for labor market, okay, I have 2. The Automa has 1, and I'm proposing this bill change. They're against it. They only have 1 influence, and since I am the one proposing it, I have 2. I'm up by 1. They can only tie me. That means I win. So this red cube is going to go back in the bag since they lost. But I was able to move the labor market next for the next round, so I can move these prices or wages, thank goodness, back to the middle. Okay, and the last one is taxation policy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this case, okay, so, okay. It's only 0 to 1. So I am going to spend my influence and hope they don't get it, but I guess here we go. Here's the luck of the draw. If they get an influence symbol in the bottom corner, oh, I should draw from the right pile. No influence in the right corner. Oh, okay, or left corner. Phew. Okay, since they didn't do that, I get to move that policy. The red cube goes in the bag, and I get to move up 3 more victory points. So that was huge for me to win all 3 of those elections this round. Okay, so all of these are moving down, and that's where those are. Okay, as we now move to the scoring phase, no trade unions, and then fully operational companies for middle class is not here. We don't have to worry about anything except for the wealth. So I have 20, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 29. So that will move me up 1, 2. So I'll get 6 victory points plus 2. So 8 more. So I have 14 and the working class has 13. Also, since we moved the taxation from A to C, 4 and 5, their taxes aren't counted. The welfare state and the base tax level is now 1. So I get to move taxes all the way from 5 to 1. And you know what? I just realized I had the marker for the round on 3 that entire time, even though we were on round 1. So now it's back to 1 for just a couple seconds, and we'll move it right to round 2. Okay, so that was a full round with the Advanced Automa. So let's keep moving forward. All right, these guys who were committed before are no longer committed. Round marker moves up. I have to pay my interest on my loans, so I have to pay 10 for that. I want to try to pay those off if I can this round. Prosperity drops by 1. And I'm going to draw my action cards. Okay, new companies. Okay. Businesses or business deals and export cards. Then new workers and adjust the population. So 2 unemployed, unskilled workers. And then we'll also get a green worker, which is actually really helpful because I have the supermarket. So it'll be nice to get more workers working for me there. Okay. So the first play for the Automa in round 2. Okay, first they will assign any workers. Remember, they will swap out neutral workers for skilled workers if they can. And now they've got a worker who is white that they can prioritize putting that person out there for this now. Now that we've swapped, if you have a way to assign workers, so there's at least 2 unemployed workers that become employed, assign workers goes up 1. They're not quite at the trade union point yet, so they can assign workers. So that will go up 1. Okay. They do have the money to buy goods. They have the ability to buy all 3 goods. None of them are free. One of them costs 6 or less, and that is healthcare. The other 2 cost more than that, so they can move this up 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, they can do bill proposal, labor market. Okay, they want that again. For labor market, it is 1 for proposed bill and additional 1 for labor market. So that can go up to 1, 2. 1, 2. And then finally, not finally, okay. Yeah, so I mean, I took that out of order. Welfare state, that's 2 away, so that will go up 2 as well. 1, 2. And then they're not going to do anything with the strike token. Okay, so when all is said and done, buying goods and services is the highest one here, and then everything else will pull down. So 1, 2, 1, 2 goes underneath. And we'll pull all those priorities down. Actually, taxation should now be at the 2 level, and that was before labor market because it's no longer off the board because it's something that they want there. Okay. What I just did is when you have a policy go from where their card is off the board, if it is at the A level, they put it at the, if it's 1 away, they put it at the 1. If it's 2 away, you put it at the 2 to start. Okay, so then the next play, so they're going to buy their goods and services because of the fact that we just talked about that. So prioritizing there, first they're going to focus on what's free. They don't have anything that's free. They're then going to look if they have 3 or more unemployed unskilled workers. They only have 2. Then they're going to go for cheapest, but they can exclude healthcare if it is going to lead them to a population increase. And there are other options available. So we're going to exclude that. But then next cheapest option is to buy the cell phones for 9. So it'll cost them 27 to do so. So they'll get 25 back, 23 back. 1, 2, 3. Three cell phones, use that luxury, go up 2, so it's 2 victory points. So prosperity increased 1 level to the number 2, which got them those 2 victory points. Okay. I just realized I did forget to do something with these cards. So I'm going to back up a minute. The proposed bill I'm going to leave because that isn't going to change, but I'm going to reassess what happened here. So let me explain what goes on with the actual policy cards that I didn't do. I'll refit them together, and then I'll look over the changes that would be made based on what is on this card. So that we can get this in an accurate spot. Since proposed bill wasn't the actual action that was taken, it's not going to impact what just happened because the buying goods and services was the higher priority. But you're supposed to look at the table and figure out, okay, first of all, which policies are the ones that the Automa wants. And right now, the only policy they want is immigration, so that is off the board. All the other ones are either 1 or 2 away from what the Automa wants. So essentially, we see that fiscal policy is 2 away, taxation is 2 away, and welfare state is 2 away. So if we take those 3, fiscal policy, taxation, welfare state, they are going to go on the 2nd level. And then the other policies that are 1 away are going to go on the 1st level. Now, I believe if policies were already there, they would be the highest priority ones at that moment, and then the other ones would fall in behind them, but I'm not 100% sure what was where, so we're just going to put them here and hope we could keep track of that a little bit better in the future rounds. But the two priority, or the two that we moved, were labor market, that went up 2, and then the welfare state also went up 2. Labor market went up 2 because it was 1 away plus 1. Welfare state went up 2 because it was 2 away. So the reality of this is, even though we might have had the wrong order down here, the ones that moved are the ones that are the highest up here. So ultimately, we're not going to do these anyways. It would require them to move up later on anyway. Okay, so all right. So now we've got this in a better spot. So let's continue from there. Okay, so the action's been taken by the working class. So now I'm going to take my first action for this round. I'm going to, let's see, so I've got taxation where I want it. Labor market, I've got it a lower spot. So why don't I try to get labor market all the way to the bottom? That would be awesome. Okay, higher education program, I'm going to discard to propose the bill because I don't have any education right now, and it doesn't make sense for me to wait around until I have it. So I'm going to propose a bill to get labor market as low as I can. Another practical implication of this is it protects me from the working class making a bill proposal. Now I've blocked them from moving the labor market back up to L3. Okay. All right, so that was my first play for this round. Okay, so now let's look at buying goods and resources. All right, so same deal as last time, where they can still afford all three. So let's see, they can, healthcare is still going to be something that they can get cheap. So that's going to be 2 because they can get it for 5. And then the other 2 items are going to be higher than 6. So they're going to get 1 each for those. So 2, 3, 4, or 4 for buying goods and services. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Assigning workers, they can assign workers. So when it comes to assigning workers, okay, they can't get a labor union, but they can move assign workers up 1 because they can assign workers to my clinic if they want to. Next play for them would be proposing a bill, fiscal policy bill. That is 2 away from where they want, so 1, 2 for proposed bill. And immigration is already where they want it. Oh, also fiscal policy goes up another 2. 1, 2. Under welfare state. And then they're not going to do anything with the strike tokens because they have plenty of spots that they could be working. Okay, so based on that, buying goods and services is the highest priority again. And you know what? The population should be up to 15 now. Okay. And I just realized that earlier when they bought their health care, they should have paid 5 more for it. 1, 2. Well, no, because they were at 4 at that time. Okay. So okay, so I fixed the population track. Apologize for the mistake, but I've made it right based on the situation, and they can still afford all the things on the board, so that doesn't change anything in terms of those moves. But now, let's see, Now they are going to take the buying goods and services, and in terms of prioritizing that, they're going to go for free, which they can't, but they're going to go for cheapest. And since the cheapest is the healthcare, they will pay 5 for that, so it'll cost them 25 to do that. You know what? 5 times? No, you know what? They can't afford this. This actually is going to go down a couple. 1, 2, because they can't actually afford 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. No, they don't have enough money for that. Okay, so sorry about that. So buying goods and services is too lower because they cannot afford education or the cell phones. So because of that, proposed bill is the highest. Welfare state education is the highest priority, so they will propose that. Okay, so that is the second move for the Automa. My second move then, I am going to do competitive wages, which allows me to assign workers from the public business to my business, so I can get my college up and running. I have to raise my pay up to the highest level, to L3, but that means that I can have them working for me now, and I can get the production out of it. Okay, so the working class will take their third move. Okay, so healthcare is a bill proposal would be 1 for proposed bill. Oh, and their proposed bill last round 1, 2. Pull everything down. Okay. Proposed bill for healthcare and welfare state education. If your policy is 2 away from the desired policy, they can do that. So welfare state came down 2 last round. Okay, so healthcare will go up 1. Welfare state education will go up 2, even though we've already got a proposal out there. I guess my presumption is it can still move up. It's just it will have to skip it if we actually have a proposal. So okay, and then proposed bill 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the next one is buying goods and services. Again, they can buy healthcare, but they can't afford the other 2. So it'll go up 1. Next one after that is assigning workers. They can assign workers. So that will go up 1. And then lastly, strike. They can't strike. So proposed bill, again, is the highest, but now fiscal policy is the highest priority out of all these bill proposals. So that will be the bill that they propose. So they move their fiscal policy priority down 2 spots, as well as the proposed bill, 1, 2. And they've taken their action, and we don't have any gaps to move these down, so they will stay there. Okay, so now I'm going to think about doing foreign trade. And with that foreign trade, I am going to do foreign, yes, I will do foreign partner, which allows me to buy or to make a business deal. So I'm going to buy 8 food for 55. So I'm going to have to take out another loan to make that happen. Just going deep in debt. So 55 to give myself 8 more food. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do that. It's not worth it to do that. So I'll disregard that loan. Instead, I will discard that card. My thought process behind that is I just realized I could get that 8 for 55 plus 8, but then I'd only be getting, I'd be getting 80 back. 55, 63. Cost me 63. I'd get 80, but then I'd have a lot more food for later. And then I've got cell phone. You know what? I will do that. Okay. So yes, get the loan, 50, pay another 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, and the last of my money gets to go to the state to pay a tariff. So I get 8 food, and then that 8 food, whether it's at the free market or at my location, goes on exports. So I get 80 for that, and then also 55, 65, 75, 80. So I get 160. And I'm going to pay off that loan that I just took out. At least get rid of that one. Let's see. So wait, that 55, 60, 70, 80, 160. I just paid one up. I should have a 10, not a 20. Okay. All right. So that was the third play for this round. Okay, the Automa is going to look at foreign trade, which it does want to do, as well as the labor market. When it looks at the policy, if the policy is 2 away and its labor market, that would be 3. It doesn't say anything about whether the other side has made a proposal. It just says if the policy priority card isn't set aside and you have at least one available bill marker. They have an available bill marker. The policy is not set aside, so they'll get 3 for labor market. So 1 plus 1 for labor market is 2. So labor market will go up 2, 1, 2, and proposed bill 1, 2, and then foreign trade will go up 1 since it is 1 away as well. So foreign trade will go up to the second level, and proposed bill will go up 1. Okay. Then assigning workers, they can assign workers, so that goes up 1. And then after that, buying goods and services, they can buy healthcare. They cannot buy education or cell phones because they're up to 5 now. So they can move that up 1 priority as well. And then the strike tokens aren't going to do anything there. So they're going to propose a bill. Labor market is not eligible. Okay, so I have to correct myself from before. So if a policy priority card is set aside, then it is no longer, it's not used that round. So, but if a bill is proposed out here, that sets the priority card aside. So that means labor market is set aside the rest of the round. And that was 2 for the proposed bill, so that goes down 2 because we're not going to do that. Labor market is off to the side. Fiscal policy was already proposed, so that's off to the side as well. And so is welfare state. So those will not be available since they have bills proposed for them. So because of that, buying goods and services is the highest priority. So that is going to be what happens. So they're going to pay 25, the working class, to the state to get 5 health care. And with that, they get an extra worker. That moves them up 1 for population, or for their workers. They get a prosperity, so they get 3 here, victory points, plus 2 more, that's 5. 1, 2, 3. So they are now at 20 victory points. They're buying goods and services, 1, 2, comes down 2, and everything else comes down as well. Okay, so my next play then. So I have my taxes where I want them. I'm getting my wages down. I've done my exports. I forgot to do 3, 6, 9, 10. I did the export with these, so these are gone last turn. Okay. I'm going to do technological progress, and I'm going to put it on the education. No, I'm going to do it for food. Food is always a huge thing. It gets the most money. Actually, I'll spend 45. I'll get it on 2 of these items. I'll get it on education and food for 45. Okay, so that will allow me to produce more of each of these items. Okay, so the Automa will take their last turn for round 2. Okay, so buying goods and services, they cannot do that, so special action is going to go up 1. Proposing a bill, foreign trade, they can do, so that will go up 1. So we'll propose bill. And then fiscal policy is out. Assigning workers, they can assign workers. So that goes up 1. And actually, let me just double check. No trade unions yet, so they can't get any extras, but they did get 1 there. And then they won't get anything for the strike token. So with that, proposing a bill for foreign trade is their highest priority here. So they will do that. Proposed bill comes down 2. Everything comes down. Okay. Foreign trade to C is what they want to happen. Okay, my last move. I'm going to build a company. I'm going to discard foreign market insight and build. I'm going to build the. This time I'm going to do the medical village, just so I can get a wide variety of goods, so I can do a lot more with my exports. So that will cost me 24. And have 3 workers working there. Okay. Okay. 26 back. Okay. All right, so that is it for actions for round 2. So now let's move to our production phase. And when it comes to the production, the state is going to pay 20 to the workers for the working class. I am paying 20, 45, well, actually, yeah, 20, 45, 65, 95, 125, 125. Okay, so I can do 25, but let's get a couple more loans here. I'm going to go deep, deep, deep into debt. All right, to get 125. And now the working class, well, let me do my production. I have 5, 10 food. So 5 will go onto the free market. Actually, even more than that. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I mean I'll be maxed out then at 16. Okay. All right. Luxuries. 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, 9, 10 total. Well, I already had 1, so 9 plus 1 is 10. And then healthcare, I'll get 9. 3, 6, 9. And then education, I'll get 6 plus 2, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so good. Now I've got lots to sell on the foreign market with exports, so I'll be able to maximize that for the last 3 rounds, which will be really huge for the rest of the game. Okay. And then the production for the state is only going to be healthcare. So they will produce 4. So that is good. And now we're going to cover needs. Working class, if they buy from the foreign market, they pay 15. So they're going to pay me. And they need 5. So 12 times 5, they're going to pay me 60. So I'll trade out 100, and I'll give me 70, give them 10 back. All right, so needs are covered with that 5. And then IMF states fine, pay our taxes. Working class, they are looking at 2B, 3A, 3C. 2B, 3C is 4 times their 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. And I am looking at companies that are working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1 is 6. That was why it was so huge, to get those taxes down. And then I also need to pay the corporate tax rate. And the corporate tax rate for me, I've got 120 here. At C means I'm going to pay 20. Oh, actually, I only have 70. So let me check on that. So it'll be less. 50 to 95 is 10, or 99 is 10. 50 to 99 is 10. 60 come over. 10 goes across. Okay. All right. So let's go on then to elections phase. 5 yellow cubes go in the bag. Working class gets half of 5, rounded up, is 3 cubes in the bag. Okay. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies, half of those, 3 cubes in the bag as well. Okay, so we will start then with fiscal policy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all right, the working class has me beat. My blue cube goes in the bag. I'm not too worried about fiscal policy. This gives the working class places to work. when they uncover these. And the state needs to pay 60 for those companies. But it's not going to impact me that much beyond the fact that workers could work there. I have ways to try to get them to come to my companies, and the Automa isn't able to just on its own focus on assigning workers to those companies. So I have a little bit of an advantage playing an Automa player here. Okay, so that policy moved. Also, the working class is going to get 3 more victory points. They have 20, so they're going to move to 23. And now we'll move to labor market. Okay. Come on, lots of blue, lots of blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm up 2 to 1. Yellow ones are out. 2 to 1 against this change. So let's draw a card for the Automa and see whether they're going to use their 1 influence cube to block it. No, they will not. Whew. Okay. It's huge. So, oh, actually, you know what? I was winning on that. So never mind. Labor market's my proposal. So I win. I would have won regardless. So red cube goes back in the bag. This comes here. I get 3 victory points, and we're going to be changing. We're going to be changing wages coming up. Okay. Next is welfare state education. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm up 3 to 1, so there's nothing they can do to stop that. So, or I'm against it, they're for it, so I blocked it. And finally, foreign trade. Okay, 2 to 2. So they proposed it. I can't block it. They are going to get foreign trade down. So they get 3 victory points on that. Okay, so that's going to move the import prices down. And then in a couple of minutes, we're going to get rid of those business deals. Okay, so elections have been carried out. Policies have changed. They're still favorable to me generally. I don't like that foreign trade, but we'll see if it has a major impact or not. So next, we are going to do scoring. There are no trade unions. And for me, now we've got our 60 in money. So this will go up 1. So we've got 3 plus another 3 is another 6. So the working class players at 26, I am at 23, and we will move to round 3. Okay, so now in round 3, we moved our round marker, pay interest on loans. Ugh, this is ugly. I have to pay 20, so I'm going to only have 30, 40 sitting there. That's ugly. Okay, then we will no new business deal because the policy changed. Actually, no, never mind. 2 business deals. I went the wrong direction. 2 new business deals. And then a new export card. I will draw 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then I will also have new workers and adjust population. So 2 unemployed, unskilled workers. So 1, 2 for that. And then they're going to get another unemployed, unskilled worker. So They have 5 workers not working, so I'm going to want to get that supermarket out there. Oh, and this hotel. Sweet. Okay. Get all these guys working. Okay. All right. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so the Automa will take their first move after we reassess here. So these can stay the same. But then policies. Okay, so fiscal and welfare state. So foreign trade comes off. Immigration is off. Fiscal and welfare state education are going to be on the second level because they are both at fiscal and healthcare and benefits are going to be at the second level because they're at B. No, they're going to be at the first level because they're at B, so they're 1 away. And then 2, 3, and 5 are 2 away, so they're going to be at the second level. Okay, so that gets it correct. Okay, so now as we move into the third round, we have what we need. So let's labor market, foreign trade. Foreign trade is off the board. Labor market's the priority. It is 2 away, and since labor market gets 1 extra, 1, 2, 3, and then the proposed bill gets 1, 2, 3. Assigning workers, they can assign workers, so that goes up 1. Buying goods and services, they can buy goods and services. Healthcare is cheap, so are the cell phones, so they get 2 for each of those, and then education will get 1 since it's more than 6. So that'll be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for buying goods and services. And then they won't do anything with the strike token. So buying goods and services ends up being the highest priority. So let's consider what they will buy. There's nothing that's free, but the next thing would be to buy education if they have unskilled workers. They have enough unskilled workers to do so. So they need 6. So that costs 60. Or actually, you know what? That costs 10 for them, but they can pay me for these. So 8 times 6, 48. They can pay me 50, and then I can give them 2 back. I'll pay extra taxes just to not trade this out to make that happen. Okay. But then the question is, what will be their priority? So right now they've got enough for a trade union, so that's the highest priority. So they will get a white worker for the healthcare industry and trade out one of their unassigned workers for that. Let's see. So these workers at the medical village, they are no longer laying down. Neither are the college people. Okay. Okay, so I want to... Okay, so they bought their goods and services, 1, 2. That comes down to here. Now all of their proposals come down. Okay. All right, so my first play this round, I am going to... gonna do the unemployment initiative, assign unemployed workers to one of your non-operational companies, get 5 from the state for each worker assigned this way. So I'm going to take that worker they just upgraded and assign them to the clinic with another one. It's 2 workers, so I get 10. And also, maybe, just maybe, keeps them away from a trade union. Okay. Next priority then will be for the Automa. Okay. Assign workers. They can do so. So that will move that up 1 priority. Also, now we have a situation where you have ways to assign workers that will form a trade union. So in doing so, that will make it so they can go up 2, because now they have the ability to make a trade union. So that goes up 2 more. Okay, so the next thing they're going to do is they're going to look at bill proposals. So that will go up to 1, 2. For the labor market, actually that will go up 3 for the labor market, because labor market is 2 away, and that bill will go up 3. And then immigration is where they want it, so that won't change. Then for buying goods and services, they now no longer have the money to do so, so special action will go up 1. And they can't do anything with demonstration and strike again, so nothing will happen there. All right, so their highest priority then is to propose a bill, 1, 2, and labor market 1, 2. It's a high priority for them, so labor market's going to come off as they propose the bill to the middle. Okay, my turn. Actually, I'm going to change my prices, and actually the state will automatically drop their wages as well. Not prices, wages. So wages come down for everybody. I'm going to build a business, but I got to decide which one I want. I'm going to build a supermarket. I will discard extra shift. No, I'm going to keep that for later. Oh man, I have too many companies or too many cards I like. I'll do Tea Party. I don't need anything for taxation right now, so I can't just hold on to it forever. I'll build the supermarket that costs 16 to build. So I'll get 34 back. 1, 2, 3. Exchange that 5 for 5 ones, and then I got my last 1. Okay. All right. So built my company, assigned a couple of these workers. They're committed this round. And that means I am done. Third play. They buying goods and services. Can't do it. These should have all come down. Special action behind propose bill. Okay. Labor market's off the board. Welfare state can go up 2. So 1, 2. Proposed bill up 1, 2. And then when it comes to workers being assigned, they can't assign workers, but they can get a trade union. So 1, 2, they can do that. Okay. So now the assign workers is the action that will be taken. And let's look at assigning workers. They can't get this guy, but they can get a trade union, so they'll do that. And they also want unemployed workers assigned. So I guess the implication is when they're going to have to pull one of these guys to get their trade union, they're going to want to keep as many workers working as they can. So we're going to pull them from the public hospital, and that is going to allow them to get that trade union this round. Okay, so my next play then, I'm going to do a foreign market export. I'm going to discard trade protection lobby. I can't do anything because this is not at 6A or 6B. The foreign trade policy, it's at C, so I'm going to get rid of it because there's nothing else I can do there. So exports, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 food nets me 80. Okay. 3, 6, 9. I don't quite have enough cell phones, so I'll leave 2 behind. 8 gets me 45, so that's 125. Healthcare, 3, 6, 9. So I'll be able to use 8 of that 9. Will get me another 45. So that's 45, 90. 90 plus 80, 170. And then finally, education, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's another 55. So 170, 180, 190, 200, 225. Okay, so this is huge for me to get all this money. 225. And I'm going to get rid of all those loans. So I'm sitting on 4 of them. So pay that 200 back, get rid of the loans. And now I might be financially solvent for the last couple rounds. We'll see. Okay. Okay, so that's the 4th card is next. Okay, so now the cheapest good that they can get is 6. They need 36. They don't have enough, so special action will go up 1. They don't have the ability to assign workers because there are no businesses that can take their workers. So again, special action will go up a 2nd time. And then immigration is where they want it. Labor market's off the board, so they can't do anything for bill proposal. So that means special action goes up again. And again, strike token, nothing going there. All right, special action, get 15 from the player in whose companies you have the most workers. All right, I guess I'm giving the money. Makes it harder to pay them later, but I'll figure it out. Okay, I paid them 15. So special action goes down 2, 1, 2, and then everything gets pulled down. Okay, and then my 4th play I'm going to do bid rigging just to get some more influence. I'm going to sell the last 2 cell phones I have to the state, get 20 from them. There's no state player, so I can't give them the actual good. It doesn't say get 1 influence from the media, so I'm just going to take it from the supply because I assume that's where I'm supposed to get it. I'm guessing somewhere it says the correct thing to do, but this will be what we do for now, and it's probably not going to make a big move one way or the other. Okay. And the last move for the working class this round, they can't buy goods and services, or can they now? Now that they have 10, 20, 35, 36. Okay, they could do the cell phones. So they could do the luxury. So buying goods and services will go up 1 for that fact. Actually 2 because it's only 6. They can't afford the public services for education, and they can't get health care because they don't have enough to buy. Only 2 from the state and more from. Actually, there's not enough to buy anyway, so it really doesn't matter for that one. Okay, so that's the first thing that we would look at. Second is assigning workers. They can't do that. Special action goes up 1. Third, labor market is off the board. Healthcare, they can do a proposal there. It's 1 away. So proposed bill goes up 1, and healthcare goes up 1 as well. So proposed bill wins that, and they will propose the bill for education. Everything pulls down. And then I will make my last move. I'm going to do an extra shift while I've got the labor prices as low as I do. And I'm considering if I do extras, where can I keep the extra money? I'm going to get, so let's see, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm already going to be running close to the line with food, so the cell phones are where I want to do this extra shift for cell phones. I'm going to pay 15 to those workers, commit them, and then they will get me 6 cell phones, 6 luxury. Okay. All right. Okay, so the action phase is done, and now we will move to the production phase of round 3. And with the production phase, first we need to pay our workers, but this time it's going to be much cheaper. The state's not paying anybody. They're not getting any goods or services over there. I pay 20, 35, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. This should be down here too. 100. Okay, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. You know what? I'm going to leave that there. I'm just going to take my 50, take out a loan, and give them their 100. I want to keep my capital so I don't have to pay taxes on it. Okay, so I paid them their 100. They need to do production now. 5, 10, 14. Food. So I'll have 15 total. 8 here, 7 over here at the free market. Cell phones, I get another 9. 3, 6, 9. So 12 here, 3 at the free market. Healthcare, I've got 9, 15, but I've only got 12 available, so I'll just let it max out at 12. 5, 10, 11, 12. I guess in retrospect, in the future, I should buy more storage there since I produce so much. And then education, I get another 6, 7, 8 to go with the 2 that I have there. So I'll have 10 total. So drop these two off. Okay. So we have done our production, and now we need to cover the needs. So 6 times 12, 72 that they need to pay me. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2. All right. And then needs are covered after that. So 5, 6, and I'll get 2 more. Food. I had 8, so now I've got 2 left after I give them 6. Check IMF. State is solvent. Paying taxes. Okay, so taxes, we've got C and C. C and C is 3 times 6, so 18 that the working class is going to pay the state. And then I am going to pay my employment tax. I've got 8 companies times 1 is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then income tax, corporate tax, I have 20, 40, 60, 73 here. 73 puts me at 10. And all that will move over in a few minutes. Okay, now we will do our elections. So the working class is at 6, so they'll get 3 in the bag. I'll put 5 yellows in the bag. And then since I have 8 companies that are up and running, I will put 4 in the bag. 3, 4, 5. Okay. For the first bill, labor market, the working class wants it. I don't. So I'm up 3-2. Since there's no tax proposal on the table, I am going to invest my influence and block it, because that is my second highest priority bill. So I can keep my 2 highest priorities where I want them. The 2 red cubes will then go back into the bag. Mine will come out. And now we will go to the other proposal, which is welfare state education. And it's the same setup where I don't want any changes and they want the change. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they got me beat by a lot, but I don't really mind them having cheaper education. If they get more skilled workers, they can come work for me. So I'm willing to give this up to them. But they do get 3 victory points. Okay, so that puts them at 29 victory points. All right, so my next thing I'm going to do, now that we're done with the elections for this round, trade unions. Oh, so they, in the production phase, should have gotten an influence, and I guess going back to the labor market one, they could have tied me because it was 3-2. Okay, I'm going to have us redo the labor market, just because I want to make sure I'm doing this right. And I had 3, they had 2. I used my influence, but since they have 2 influence, they can tie this to win it. So I'm going to make sure that we do it right and give them that opportunity. So spending influence when losing, if you are the only player, okay, if you have the exact number needed, you draw 1 to spend all of it. So they're either going to do the 2 or they're not. So we draw the card and they do it. So they are going to spend their 2 influence. So they will beat me, and that labor market will go to L2. 1, 2, 3. 3 more victory points for them. My cubes go into the bag. Theirs do not. So I'm going to have to... I grabbed those 2 red ones from the side, so I'm going to have to pull 2 red ones that I put in earlier. And then that will put this where it should be. Okay, so 2 red out, 3 blue in. And neither of us have any influence, but labor market wages go up for next round. Would have been nice, but I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay. All right. So that trade union influence was huge for the working class right there. Okay, so working class then gets 2 more victory points because it has a trade union. And I am going to move my capital over. So now I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 93. So I'm up to 75. And so that gives me 3 more victory points for moving over 3, or moving over 1, and another 4 for the number under the slot. So I get 7 more. So at the end of round 3, the working class has 34 and I have 30. So let's move the marker to round 4 and get started with that. So now we are going to pay interest on loans. So I have to pay 5 for my 1 loan. And then the working class has to drop their prosperity by 1. New action cards and political agendas. As well as exports, businesses. I guess political agendas are going to be irrelevant because we don't have a 4-player game. I'll draw my 5 cards. Three, 4, 5. Okay. All right, and then new companies. I only get 1 more. Okay, Stadium. Business deals and exports we've done. And then new workers. Okay, 2 new unemployed, unskilled workers. And we draw the card, and it is another one. So we've got 5 unskilled, unemployed workers. And the working class is glad that they have decreased the prices for welfare state education in this round. Okay. So, action phase. We will go ahead and jump in our moves. Before we do that, though, let's see. Taxation is at the highest level. And then, so 3 is at the highest level. 1, 2, 4, and 5 are at the lowest. So taxation's at level 2. The other 4 policies on the main table are at 1. 6 and 7 are where the working class wants them, so they will not be on the table. They'll be off right away. Okay. So buying goods and services, they have money to do so. All 3 goods are cheap. They're all 6 or below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, straight up. I think that is going to be a winner. Assigning workers, they don't have what they need to assign workers this round. They don't have what they need for a trade union, so that is going to mean their special action is going to go up 1 instead. Policies, welfare state education, that's going to move up 1, as well as the proposed bill marker is going to move up 1. And then fiscal policy, same thing. The proposed bill will move up 1. And fiscal policy will move up 1. And finally, no strike token. So buying goods and services, that is going to be the winner. And now the health care is going to be half the cost that it normally is. Let's see. Oh, we added 3 more workers down here. So let's just count the total of workers to make sure the population track is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we're going to move from 6 now to 7. So they have to be able to afford 7. So considering where things are at, let's they're going to buy goods and services, 1, 2, and it's still going to be the highest item. They're be buying goods and services left and right until they run out of money at this rate, since they're all so cheap. Okay, criteria, free. Nothing is free. Okay, so education is what they're going to focus on because they have 3 or more unemployed, unskilled workers. It'll cost them they'll need to do 7 times 5. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, they can only get 6 from the state. So 6 times 5, they have to pay 30 to the state, but then they can buy 1 from me for 8. So I'll trade that out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not really. 10 over here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, they traded 10 to the state to get 5 and 5 ones, and they will buy 1 education from me. Okay, so that gets them their 7 that they need. They're going to upgrade one of their workers, and when it comes to assigning workers criteria, now they're looking at trade unions. And the trade union they can get is they can get trade union for the they can get a trade union for agriculture because they already have guys out there for they've got 4 guys out on the board in 2 different locations. Actually, they got 3 locations represented, so they got plenty out there to get a trade union. Okay. So the next thing that's going to happen, okay, that already came down. They bought that. Prosperity goes up to 3. They're at 37 victory points because of that. And now we will have everything come back down. And I will take my first move. Okay, so looking at what I've got, foreign recruitment. I don't have any non-operational companies, so that doesn't help me. Public sector doesn't have anything that doesn't help me. I can make a business deal. So if I make a business deal, why don't I save this because maybe I could do a second one of these. Well, let's see. So I do 5 and 6. Do I have enough? So I've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I could actually do that. So I'll do the business deal for the cell phones and food. So I'll have to pay 60 to get 11. So I'll pay it out of my capital. So I get 5 food, 3, 4, 5 food, and I get 6 more cell phones. And I've got the space for that. And then I will do a business deal well, I've done the business deal. I don't have to pay any tariffs because the policy is at C, so that's a benefit for me there. And then I can do an export, sell food and cell phones to the foreign market. So I can do 11 food for 70, 80, 110. So 1, 2, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for 110, and then 9 for 75. So 185 that I will get 3, 6, 9. So that was well worth it to pay 60 to get 185. Okay, so, and obviously I gave up some of the food that I have, but now I'm going to be able to, well, maybe can't sell the rest. I can make another business deal and maybe sell some more. So maybe I can continue to do that. Okay, so 185 is what I'll get there. And I'm going to sell, or I'm going to get rid of my other loan, 50, 150, 60, 70, 85. And 50 of that, I'm going to get rid of the loan. Okay, so I'm done with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is see what the working class does. Okay, they can buy all of their goods cheap, but now actually they can't afford it because they only have 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They only have 25, so their special action is going to go up because they don't have enough money to buy what they need anymore. Okay, the bill proposal, welfare state, will go up 1, and bill proposal goes up as well. And then labor market, that is going to go up 1 plus 1 because it's the labor market. And proposed bill will go up 1 as well. Assigning workers, that is going to have a high priority because of the fact they can, let's see, so they can have a trade union, so that will be 2. They don't have a way to assign 2 workers because they only have a guy who is not a specialist in the businesses that are open, but the trade union is 2. So 1, 2 for assigned workers. And then lastly, nothing for the strike as usual. Okay, so proposed bill is what they're going to do. 1, 2, welfare state, education. And that's irrelevant if the state is not producing anything. So, okay, so that is their second play. Okay. I am going to these guys should be up. Last turn when I did that business deal, should have discarded it, so that is no longer available to me. So let's see, I'm just trying to think of other things that I can do here. I'm going to use public opinion polling that allows me to propose a bill and then draw 5 cubes from the bag. And if I want to, I can call for an immediate vote using those 5 cubes. Neither side has any influence. So either I can win by having the winning numbers, or if it's not to my favor, I can just leave them in there and then maybe try to get some influence before all is said and done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and look at that. I'm winning. So I am absolutely going to take this, and that is going to lower the wages, and I get 3 victory points for that. 2, 3, and we can move the victory points down. Or sorry, the wages down. So that's huge. I can get charged less. Okay. I'm happy with that play. All right, next one. Okay, bill proposal for labor market. Oh, look at that. Now, 1, 2, 3. They're going to try to move it right back. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Taxation is going to be up 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Seems proposed bill is going to be the winner. Special action is going to go up because the goods and services is too expensive. And special action is going to go up again because they cannot, or no, trade union. They can do the trade union. So signing workers goes up 2. And then nothing for the strike proposal. Proposed bill wins, and it's going to be a labor market proposal. So labor market comes off the board. Proposed bill goes down 2. And then we pull everything down. Okay. I am going to, is there a way I can, okay. I'm going to do a foreign market insight so I can sell to the foreign market, but I can look at the next 2 export cards. So I can't sell food currently, so I want to see if I can sell food on one of these. So I can sell food on both. So I could get 35 for that food, but then I want to consider what else I can get. So I've got a lot of cell phones. So I can get 40, I can get 70 there for the cell phones. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7. Okay, so more money here for education. So really, I mean, it's going to end up being a wash, I think. I think overall I like, okay, so I can do 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can only do, so I can do this one more. So 35, 55 is more than 40 significantly. And this is 10 less. This is a lot more. This is 5 less. So I'm going to go with this card because it's going to allow me to maximize my exports. Okay, so now I can sell to the foreign market. So 3 food for 30. 4 plus 6, 3, 6, 9, 12. So there's going to be 2 left. So 30 plus 70, that's 100. And then another 8, 5, 6, 7, let's see, 8. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going for this other one instead. I thought I had less education or healthcare than I did. Okay, so 35, 25, 40, 50, 60, 75, and then 12. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, 5, 10, 12. Healthcare is 60 plus 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 135. And then I can do 5, 6, 7, 8 for another 60. So 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 195 with that. Sweet. So maybe another 100. Okay. All right. Fourth play of this round. Okay, bill proposal. Welfare state's been proposed. Healthcare can be proposed, so that's 1. Buying goods and services, they can't do it, so special action gets 1. Assigning workers, they can do the trade union, so that's going to be 2. 1, 2, and then they can't do anything with the strike. So that's the action they're going to take, assigning workers, and they will get their trade union from that because there's nothing else that they can get from that play. Okay. All right. So since I won labor market, I don't need to worry about cubes as much. I could try to block. The biggest thing I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to do my offshore companies. I'm going to move half my revenue, which now that I've got over 200 is huge to get some of it not taxed. Okay, so 100, that 100's out. So then 20, 35, 36, 37, 38. So I got 19. So I'll move this 20 and move 1 back. Okay. So that is good. Okay, buying goods and services, can't do it. Special action goes underneath. Bill proposal, fiscal policy, they can do that. That's a 1 up. Fiscal policy, 1 up. Let's actually pull this down a little bit closer. Okay. Labor market, they've already proposed, so that is out. They can't assign any workers, so special action will go up 1. And then nothing for the strikes. So they will propose their last bill, which is going to then be, well, let's see how fiscal policy is closer. So I have been putting it underneath, but okay. Fiscal policy. All right, so they've proposed 3 bills. And I guess at this moment, I'm going to do my buying of my private island for 50. Yes. Might lose that labor market, but it'll just be for 1 round. So, yeah, that's all right. So 7 victory points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm at 40. Working class is at 37. So this will be an interesting finish. Okay. So that was the last play of this round. So now let's go to the production phase. So I owe the workers 20, 35, 45, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 105. So 50, 65, 75, 85, 95, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. So I paid them, and I get to produce 4, 5, 10, 14 food. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 food. Then cell phones, I get 6 more. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 12. 8 education. And then I'm maxing out my health at 12 again because I forgot to buy it again. 5, 10, 11, 12. So in the future, I really need to think about these storage containers because then I can get more of the stuff I need and hold on to it. Though this last round, I had what I needed to max out my export, so it didn't end up hurting me, but we'll see if I'm able to do more this round or not, the last round or not. Okay. So, I also get 3 more. So yeah, I already had 6, so I got 6 more and got another 3 for my electronics manufacturer. Okay, so all the production's happening. Public sector gets nothing, so that means that the unemployed workers are going to need to buy, the working class is going to need to buy from me or the imports only. They cannot buy from the state, which is a good spot for me to be. So, yep, production's done. IMF, nothing's going over there. In terms of how much I owe 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And since I only had like 4 or 5 over here, that's coming over to the capital. So I don't have any revenue now after I paid my workers, but now they're going to give me a whole bunch of money back. You know what? My prices. I want my prices for this to go down. I guess I needed to do it earlier. I didn't, so that's going to hurt because they're going to buy imports instead of paying me. Okay, so they're going to pay for 7. I need to remember to do that. If the imports go down, I need to lower my prices for food, but they're going to get it from the state or the imports instead. No tariffs, and that will cover their needs. It costs 70 for them to do so, but they are done. So now needs are covered. I've paid my taxes because I paid 8 for my businesses and I had no revenue. For the working class, they have 7 times 2C, 3C, 3 times 7, so they have to pay 21 in taxes. So they are done with that. We'll refill the bag. I get 4, and they also get 4. And so 4 blue into the bag, 4 red into the bag, 5 yellow into the bag, and there is no influence on the board, so this will be completely the luck of the draw. Fiscal policy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, working class wins. Blue cube back in the bag. 1, 2, 3 victory points. We are now tied. Oh, they also get an influence. I forgot about that from the production. Oh, 2 influence for the trade unions. So we'll see if I can hold off anything. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for the trade unions. So they only need 1 to beat me. I'm just going to leave them right here. This is for it. I'm against it. They only need 1 to beat me. So let's look at their influence when you're losing. Let's see. Okay, if 1 or more players on your side has it. Okay, when losing, okay, you have more than what's needed to win. The other side does not have what's needed to win, and you just spend necessary. So they're gonna trump me and beat me. So my 2 blue cubes go in the bag. labor market goes down to B. I guess the positive of this is I only have to pay the workers for one round. So maybe I can try to get some influence and lower the wages really quick for one last round. But otherwise, I mean, at least I've got some revenue now from this round. Okay, so they get more victory points. 1, 2, 3. They're at 43. I'm at 40. And then the last one is the welfare state for education. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm up 3-1. They only have one influence left, so that gets blocked. I wish that would have been the setup for the labor market, but this way at least we blocked one of them. Okay. Okay, so fiscal policy went up, and we're going to now have the last three businesses that the state is going to pay for: 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then okay, we are now done with our elections. So now we'll check victory points. Trade unions, 4 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I check my money. I have 103, so I'll go up. That's 3 plus 5 is 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so it's a very tight game right now. I'm up 48 to 47, so this Automa is much stronger with all the checks than the simple Automa is. Okay, so now let's move to the last round. Okay, so we move the round marker. No loans are out. Prosperity drops 1. We will draw action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we will reveal new companies. I didn't buy any that round, so there's none to reveal. Business deals and export cards. And then new workers, 1, 2, unemployed, unskilled workers. Draw a card for the third. Another unemployed, unskilled worker. Goodness, they're going to want to buy education left and right. Okay, is there a way that I can take advantage of that? We'll see. Okay. Yeah, I really don't have a ton I can do here, except I'm going to start with a bill proposal on labor market, because I know that the Automa will do so otherwise. So, all right, so those drop down. I'm going to put these where they are supposed to be. Fiscal policies off the board. Taxation is going to be at 2. And then 2, 4, and 5 are going to be down at 1 as we now get into this round. Okay. All right, well, I guess we'll see if they do a bill proposal first. They might beat me to it when it comes to labor market. Okay, good. Neither of those are on there. Okay, so bill proposal. Both these policies are going to go up 1, Taxes are up 1, and welfare state education goes up 1. Okay, and then assign workers. They have nowhere to assign, so special action, actually bill proposal went up 2 because of that. Special action went up 1. Buying goods and services, 25, 20, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. They don't have what they need with the amount of workers they have. And actually, this was before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. They're up to 8. There's no way they can afford goods and services. So special action goes up again. And then there's plenty of places for these guys to work. So they're not going to do anything with the strike. Okay, so they're going to propose a bill. They get to add 2 cubes to the bag because they're doing the first action. And the one they're going to do is taxation. Yeah. Well, I guess the nice thing about this is this won't take into effect until after I pay my taxes. So at that point, it's irrelevant, but it's points for me at that point as well. 1, 2, taxes comes off, and then we'll drop special action down 1. Okay, my play then, I'm going to propose a bill for labor market exit strategy, just so I can keep them from doing something nasty like proposing an immediate bill and moving the wages up. So it blocks them from doing so. All right. Foreign trade and immigration, they can't do either of those because they already are at the locations they want. And when that's the case, they are going to do special action up 1. Goods and services, they can't buy those. Special action up 2. Can't assign workers. Special action up 3. Buy 3. Influence from the state for 5 each. For each you're unable to buy, add 2 voting cubes instead. So they can afford that. It's going to cost 15. And they get that influence. So that'll be huge for them because now they got 4 and then they're going to get 2 more. So they're going to have 6. So, I mean, I'm probably not going to win those 2 bills. But again, at least I block them on labor market. So I really need to give myself a cushion because I'm not going to get any victory points for policies if they win taxation. All right. My next move is I'm going to discard foreign recruitment to do an export. So 50, 60, 65 for 8 food, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 1 left there. Okay, so 65 for that. And then 3, 6, 7, 8. Cell phones is going to be another 65, so 130. 12 healthcare is going to be another 70. So 6, 12, 190, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so they don't quite have enough for this. 5, 6, 7, so 35. Okay, so 65, 105, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 190, 200, 235. 65. Yeah, so it's 110. Yeah. So 235. 235 from the export. So getting all those goods and being able to sell them is huge. 220, 35. Okay, so the Automa will take their third play for this round. Okay. And that will be buying goods and services. Can't do it. Oh, so special action 1, 2. They came back down. Can't do that. Welfare state and labor market. The proposal. Labor market they can't. So that's actually off the board. So welfare state healthcare goes up 1. Proposed bill goes up 1. So again, the fact that I did that labor market bill is huge to eliminate the ability of them getting more bill proposals out there in general. Assigning workers, they still can't do it because they don't have the wherewithal to get those workers working. So really, by taking away their workers from the public sector, I've really scuttled their ability to get the upgrades they want. And then when I do the foreign market and sell all my education, there's no education to be had. So they got a whole bunch of unskilled, unemployed workers down here, which in real life, that'd be awful. But in terms of winning the game, it's helping me, the capitalist, really eliminate the ability of the working class to get ahead. Anyway, so they can't do that. So special action goes up 1. So they can't assign. Special action goes up 1 by 3 more from the state, same way as they did last time, but they can't do that. So they're going to get 6 voting cubes. So at this point, I don't think I can win these elections. So I'm going to punt on those. It's the last round. It means more victory points for the other side, or at least fewer for me. So I want to get as many points as I can in other ways with these last 2 plays that I have. One of those is going to be through, I've got another offshore companies. I'm going to move half my revenue again to just have as little taxation as possible. 35 round down, so 34, 15, 16, 17. All right, so move the 20 out. I'll do 20 and give that to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take another 5. Take another 10. All right. 1, 2, 10, 5. Okay. All right. So lowering my taxes as much as I can. Automa will take their 4th play. Cannot buy goods and services. So their special action. Did it come down? I don't remember if it came down or not, but I think it's not really going to matter because they're going to go up 1 now for that. They are going to go up 1 because they can't assign workers. There is going to be 1 welfare state education movement up, and proposed bill will go up 1, but it's not going to catch up to special action. And then nothing for the strike. So they're going to take another special action. If you have at least 4 unemployed workers, remove 2 of them and get 10. All right. Goodbye, workers. That's actually that's not my favorite thing to have happen when I'm playing. I don't like having my workers go away for money. It's just, I feel like you're not getting the value back for those workers. But I guess if they're sitting unemployed, they're not doing very much. And actually that decreases their population to 7 when that happens, as long as that's right. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yep. So then my 4th play then, considering I am not focusing in on the elections now. I'm just trying to maximize my money. And victory points. Let's see. Okay, so at the end of the game, I'm going to get victory points based on the resources I have. I also get victory points based on the amount of money. And it seems that every 50 gets me a couple of victory points, whereas this would get me one. Okay, I'm going to do an exit strategy and sell one of my companies. And the company I'm going to sell is my automated company, because if I sell it for 25, yeah, I get double its cost. So that's actually going to get me 50. So again, just trying to maximize my money right now as we get to the end of the game. Okay, so then the working class player will take their last move. Okay, can't buy anything. Wait, 20, 34. Is 34 something they can purchase at 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Nope, that's too much. Okay, so they took a special action. So that came down here, and this came to here. Special action up 1. They can't assign workers. Special action up 2. There's a welfare bill that they can propose. So that will put proposed bill up 1. And nothing for strike. So draw 6 voting cubes from the bag. All working class cubes drawn are returned. Remove the others. Again, I'm not trying to do what I can to stop them from winning these 2 bills. I'm fully confident they're going to win them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I'll draw 6th one. It's a yellow one, so that's out. So these 3 go back in. The other 3 came out. And finally, I will take my last move. And with that, I'm going to consider what is the best action I can take. I have 6, so I could get 50. I have 7 there. So close. 50. I could get 90 for doing exports. Okay, so just double checking. Export card does not say that you discard it when you are done with it. So I'm just going to do an export. Doesn't matter what card. I'll just throw away this card. I have 3 and I'm not using them. So with that, I can do 6 food and get 50. And then 5 cell phones. 4, 5, put 1 more back, and then that will be another 40, so I'll get 90. So I'll take this 10 off and put 100 there. Again, just trying to maximize my money in this last round. Okay, that's it. So now we're going to do production. I owe my workers some money. I owe them 20, 30, 45, 65, 85, 95, 105, 115, 125, 135, 145, 155. Good thing I had all that money. Unfortunately, now they get to keep a lot of it. Okay, so I forgot to move my prices again. So they are going to cover their needs, and they need 7, so they're going to pay 70 to the foreign market, and that will cover all their needs. So they're done there. IMF, the state is solvent, and taxes. I have 7 companies, so I pay 7. And then I also have to pay for my revenue. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 5, 10. I need to 90, 100. Trade for 2 5s. And then after I pay my 7 in taxes, I have 50, 60, 70, 80, 96. 96 is lower than 100, and at 3C means I pay 10 in taxes. And then the working class, we've got 2B, 3C, 4 times 7, 7, 14, 21, 28. 30 over there, 2 back. All right, production done. Bills, 4 each, 4 blue cubes in the bag, 4 red cubes in the bag. And this is a formality. They're going to beat me twice, so I don't know. I guess if I get 5 blue, then I can win. Okay. Ooh. Ugh. I will just say that wasn't even there. They beat me. I don't win. For labor market. Oh, sorry. Other direction. They blocked me. And then second one. Taxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's tied, and they're proposing the move. I can't block them, so they win that as well. Okay. Now let's see if I can build up enough. Oh, yeah. Forgot to give them their influence, but again, this just emphasizes how much they would have beaten me, even if I would have pressed hard and really tried to do anything. Okay, so they do get 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. So they're at 50. I'm at 48. As we now move into final scoring. Okay, trade unions, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the scoring phase. In the scoring phase for me, I'm checking revenue, 200, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300. So I got over 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 305. Okay, so this is pretty big. So I get 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 plus 11. 18, 28, 29 points right here because I was able to get just a lot of money this last round. So 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So I'm currently at 77 as we go into final scoring. So 77 me, and then working class 54 as we do our final scoring. So I'll do theirs first. They are going to, let's see, have 1 for every 10 that they have left. So they have 50, 60, 70, 80, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 62 is their total there. And then how many socialist policies are there? There is 1. So since they have 1, they go out to 63. All right, so I have them beat, but let's see how much I will beat them by. So 63 is their total. So I would get more points if I had more resources, but it ends up that I don't. So actually, this is going to be my final score because I would need 3 of each of these or 2 food per point, but I don't have any more. I spent all those resources to get money, and that was well spent because I got a lot of points there at the end of the game. But then I also don't have any neoliberal policies, so I can't move that up either. All right, so that is it. The final score of this Advanced Automa game is going to be the capitalist player 77 and the working class Automa 63. So this was a little bit more close in terms of how the game was played. The Advanced Automa plays a much tighter game than the simple Automa. It took longer to do with a 2-player game, But yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed doing it, and you gotta get used to the mechanics. Particularly, the challenging thing for me is just remembering to pull the cards down. Like even this last round, I took the move and didn't pull them down, but doing that and then making sure to have the policies in the correct spot round to round. That's important as well. So that's the final total, 77.63. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking to do a little bit more with the Advanced Automa. You can check out some of my other videos that are simple Automa games. I have to figure out how I can get 3 Automas on camera at the same time with 4 boards to make that game work. I'll noodle it a little bit, try to figure that out, and looking forward to getting that out soon. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this for this game and others in the future.